Lower Broadway glows. A guitar bend spills into the street. The Cumberland drifts under the footbridge. Over 4 days, we'll step into the rooms where songs were cut, use quiet hours for museums and parks, cross the river for neighborhood nights, and sit down for the shows that matter. Clear moves, no wasted time. When to go? Spring brings dogwoods and patio weather. You'll bounce between light showers and bright breaks. Museums carry the day when clouds park overhead, and early outdoor sets land on clear evenings. Summer runs late and loud. River breezes take the edge off by the water. Weekends stack with festivals, and long light lets you fit 2 views without rushing. Fall is crisp and clearer than people expect once Labor Day passes. Leaves color, city parks and the greenways, crowds thin, and night shows feel fresh again. Winter shortens the day but sharpens the sound. The calendar moves indoors. Opry, clubs, galleries, and hotel rates often dip midweek. If a venue uses timed entry or seasonal ticketing, check the ops page the week you travel. Getting in and around, land at BNA. If you're staying downtown, ride WeGo Route 18 from the airport or grab a short rideshare. Load the WeGo Quick Ticket app if you want a day pass so you're not guessing fares. In the core, you can walk almost everything on days 1 and 2. Rideshare fills gaps at night or when you jump to a neighborhood that isn't on a direct bus. If you're planning a park or distillery day outside the loop, rent a car for that day only. Parking downtown adds cost and slows the rest of the plan. After big shows, surge pricing can spike. Leave 5 minutes early or step a block off Broadway before you call it. Where to stay? Downtown and Sobro put you within a 10-minute walk of Broadway, the river, and the museums. Park once and forget the keys. Midtown and Music Row keep you near Centennial Park, the Parthenon, and late-night rooms with a local crowd. 12 South is a quieter base with coffee, murals, and a park 2 blocks away. East Nashville reads more residential and creative. Small venues, vintage shops, corner restaurants. Good if you want neighborhood nights and don't mind crossing the river for the big museums. Start at the water to settle in. Walk the John Siegenthaler pedestrian bridge before the day heats up. It's flat and wide, roughly a half-mile end to end. Look north to the stadium, south to the skyline, and let the river scrub the travel noise from your head. Shoot your opening frames here and head back in. 2 blocks inland sits the room that explains why the rest of the city sounds the way it does. The Ryman, the pews, the stained glass, the way the stage holds a voice without a mic. Your ears clock it as soon as you step inside. A self-guided pass works if your clock is tight. If you can spare it, add the backstage option for dressing rooms and wings. Select weeks each year the Grand Ole Opry returns here. Most dates run at the Opry House. Check the week you're in town and choose the room that fits your nights. Walk up to 5th Plus Broadway and step into the National Museum of African American Music. It's compact and built to be heard as much as read. You'll move through spirituals, blues, jazz, country, rock, and hip-hop at a pace you can hold. Give it about an hour and let the listening station slow you down. You'll hear this context again in every club you walk into later. 10 minutes south sits the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. You could spend all day, don't. 2 hours lands the story. If you want a studio with the same pass, book RCA Studio B through the hall. The shuttle runs from the museum, so you aren't juggling transport. Inside the studio, you'll feel the room, see the piano, and stand where more than a few hits were cut in 1 or 2 takes. It's tight, real, and worth the slot if you care how records get made. Step back outside and reset at the Music City Walk of Fame. Names set in stone, a couple of minutes to clear your head, and you're moving again. If you like ink and wood type, slide into Hatch Show Print next door. It's a working shop. Drawers of letters, racks of drying posters. If a short tour lines up with your time, you'll pull a small print and walk out with ink on your fingers. As the afternoon thins, keep the pace on foot. Lower Broadway wakes up long before dark. The trick is to hear a lot without burning out early. Start with second-floor rooms where the lines are shorter and the sightlines cleaner. Pop into Robert's Western World if the queue is sane. It's classic honky-tonk. Tight stage, telecasters, upright bass, fast hands behind the bar. Stay for a set and step back outside before your ears glaze over. If you prefer a seated room for night one, hold a reservation at the Bluebird Cafe in Green Hills. It's small, about 90 seats, and books fast. In the Round puts you close to the song and the writer. Doors are measured in minutes, not hours, and phones go dark once the music starts. If you can't get a chair, don't force it. Keep the night downtown at the Listening Room Cafe and sit for a writer's round. Practical notes keep the energy clean. Eat where you sit. If your night leans Broadway, grab a plate between sets instead of backtracking to a reservation. If you book the Bluebird, take an early bite in Green Hills so you're parked and calm when doors open. Pick one room for a full set and let the rest stay frame length. 30 minutes here, 10 minutes there. So the trip keeps its pace. Sleep a little later and open with green. Centennial Park sits west of downtown with lawns, a lake, and the full-scale Parthenon. Walk the loop while the light is soft. Columns make clean wides. If the gallery's open and your clock can hold it, step inside for the statue and a tight pass through local work. On hot days this morning, lap pays off when sidewalks cook. Cut a few minutes south and read Music Row on foot. No checklist. A block or two is enough. Modest houses and low studios hold decades of sessions behind plain doors. Keep the camera respectful and let the street do the talking. If you catch the light right, the hand-painted signs pop and you're gone before traffic builds. Midday belongs to the Frist Art Museum. The building is the show before the show. An Art Deco former post office with marble lines and bright rooms that rotate national exhibitions with local work. One focused hour resets everyone. Step back outside and aim for lunch you can reach fast. The Gulch gets you a modern room and a straight hop back toward the core. If you'd rather stay casual, the Market House at the Nashville Farmers Market does quick counters with a line on the Capitol Dome. Stalls hit hardest on weekends. Weekdays stay simple. After lunch, thread Bicentennial Capitol Mall State Park, granite map underfoot, bell towers throwing sound across the lawn, a long axis to the dome that frames well even in harsh light. When the sun bounces hard, duck into the Tennessee State Museum next door. It's free, clear, and built to move. Native history, statehood, civil rights, music, and sports in a tight hour. You step out with context that tunes the night. Slide south for a campus walk at Belmont if your group wants one more cut of history without another full museum. The house tour runs short. The grounds read well on camera. Tree-lined paths, limestone, a calm mid-afternoon reset before you jump back to the street. Give the late afternoon to 12 South and keep it easy. Start near Sevier Park and work north. Short blocks and shade, coffee without a detour. Patios that catch cross breezes. The I Believe in Nashville wall reads fast and moves you on. You're not mural hunting. You're keeping steps light so the evening lands. If you want a few quiet minutes off the strip, drift one block west into the neighborhood grid and loop back through the park. Season note worth catching. On spring and fall weekends, Musician's Corner sets a small outdoor stage in Centennial. If that lines up with your dates, fold it into the day. Park Loop at breakfast, short set in the afternoon, 12 South as the light drops. Night means chairs and a stage you can touch. Book the Station Inn in the Gulch. Bluegrass, straight and unadorned, players who turn a break into a memory in 8 bars. Arrive with margin, order once, and let the room do its job. When the last note hangs, you're close to bed instead of stuck across town watching a surge clock. If storms roll through midday, flip the order. Frist first, State Museum while the rain peaks, 12 South when the pavement dries. If the heat sticks, keep your outdoor windows tight. Centennial at breakfast, 12 South when the light softens, aircon through the middle. Ride or walk. Don't burn time chasing parking on short hops. Start with backbone. Fisk University sits quiet in morning light. The lawn at Jubilee Hall frames the moment, but the story is inside. Voices that paid a school's debts and carried spirituals around the world. If the Carl Van Vechten Gallery is open, step in for a tight half hour. Small, focused, enough names and faces to anchor what you've been hearing. Move respectfully, classes run around you. Drop to the Nashville Public Library's Civil Rights Room. Upstairs, windows throw light across a symbolic lunch counter and a wall-length timeline. Photos put you eye to eye with student leaders. Clips let them speak for themselves. 40 minutes lands cleanly. Walk 2 blocks to Rep. John Lewis Way North. Plaques and medallions mark the 1960s sit-in sites. Ordinary pavement until you place the story on it. If you're filming street texture, add a brief pass along Jefferson Street before lunch. Murals span underpasses and sidewalls. Clubs once stood where traffic hums now. Keep it quick and daylight only. The point is to line up the map you just read with what you see. Late morning calls for a weather choice. If the sky holds, head to Radnor Lake State Park. It reads like a refuge the minute you leave the small lot. Trails are foot traffic only. No bikes. The lake trail is the easy loop, flat, shaded, close to the water with frequent deer and heron. If legs want work, climb Gagne Ridge for a short, steeper loop under hardwoods. Arrive before noon. When lots post full, rangers turn cars, voices low, let the lake do its job. If the forecast leans gray or you want a garden day, angle west to Cheekwood Estate and Gardens. Timed entry smooths crowds when it's busy. Paths link a dozen garden rooms, sculpture tucked into plantings, lawns set for long shots. The mansion rotates exhibits and carries a steady thread of Nashville art history. Tulips in spring, shade in summer, deep color in fall, mapped lights in winter. 90 minutes fits most seasons. 2 hours if the gallery pulls you in. If Cheekwood's booked solid, pivot to the Warner Parks and take the Stone Step Alley at Percy Warner for a short climb and a quick overlook, same green payoff. No tickets. Lunch should be close. From Radnor, cut to Melrose on 8th Ave or Berry Hill for a quick plate before the midday rush, or slide west into Sylvan Park for a small room on a side street. From Cheekwood or Warner, Belle Meade covers it. No superlatives. You're protecting the afternoon and the night. Slide south to Wedgwood, Houston. The grid is compact. Converted warehouses, working studios, small galleries on side streets. Doors change by season. If a sign says open, step in for 5 minutes and keep moving. Add one precise stop that ties sound to the block. Third Man Records on 7th Avenue South. Storefront, vintage hardware, a window into a label that builds its own world. If the little record booth is operating, you can cut a 2-minute voice track straight to vinyl. Check day of. If it's a Saturday, pop up Fort Negley Park for a skyline from the hill. The climb is short, the view clean, and you're back on your loop in minutes. If a hard rain pins you down, swap the walking hour for Lane Motor Museum on Murfreesboro Pike. It's a deep, oddball collection. European microcars, prototypes, one-offs, laid out for people who like machines. Give it an hour and rejoin the plan when streets dry. Evening wants an Americana mix in a room built for bands. Book 3rd and Lindsley. Weeknights land strong lineups and the sound crew is sharp. Arrive with enough margin to breathe, order once, and let the set run without clock watching. 2 heavy show nights. Back to back is plenty. Phones down, ears on. If lightning locks down parks or streets, keep the music inside. Step into the Musicians Hall of Fame under Municipal Auditorium, session stories, instruments, and the rooms behind the charts. Then surface when the pavement clears. If a showtime shifts, let it. Never try to thread 5 doors against the clock. Nashville pays you back when you leave space between them. Give the last day one clear theme. You can go deep on the Opry and finish on the water, or point the car toward whiskey and wrap in a local room. Both work. Don't split them. If you choose the Opry path, start late morning at the Grand Ole Opry House by the river. Backstage tours run on days without heavy rehearsals. Book a time slot the week you travel. The guide walks hallways lined with decades of cast photos, stops in themed dressing rooms, and brings you to the circle saved from the Ryman stage. If there's a show that night, you'll see the set coming together as you move. It puts a live frame around everything you felt at the Ryman on day 1. Walk across to the Opryland Resort atriums for a cool hour under glass. Paths wind through palms and little waterfalls. The canal boat ride is short, easy to film, and gives you a seat. Grab a quick lunch on site or at the nearby market and keep the afternoon open. If your week lists the Opry at the Ryman, pivot and make that your night. It's tighter and brighter in those wooden pews, and the sound lands in a straight line. Pair the show with an early river pass. Cumberland River cruises range from the General Jackson dinner showboat to smaller sunset outings that stay close to the skyline. The second option keeps you tight to the bridges for cleaner frames. Check schedules and book once you know which venue you're sitting in. Between tour and show, don't drive away the day. If you're near downtown, walk the switchbacks up Riverfront Park. The stadium sits across the water. The bridges bracket the view. Sunset from the East Bank works too. Cross the pedestrian span and stand mid-river. Windows warm. The sky flips from gold to blue. 5 minutes does the job. If you pick distillery country, set alarms and roll early. Lynchburg sits roughly an hour and a half south most days. Jack Daniel's runs tours daily. Some include tastings, some don't. Book the version you want. You'll see charcoal mellowing, fermenters, stills, and the cave spring. The tasting room is short and cleanly run. Remember, the county is dry for normal retail. The exceptions at the distillery are tightly defined. If you don't want to drive, guided buses run from Nashville. They cost more, but cut the worry on the return. Eat on the town square. It's small and friendly, and it buys you a break before the ride back. Want the whiskey story without the highway? Keep it inside the loop. Nelson's Green Brier in Marathon Village runs tours and tastings with a family history that ties old labels to new bottles. Corsair shows a different side. Experimental Grain Bills, staff who like walking you through process. Both sit close enough for a rideshare and both pair well with a late afternoon set at the Basement East or Brooklyn Bowl, if calendars line up. If beer fits your group better, Tennessee Brew Works and patios south of downtown give you a calm hour as the air cools. For a neighborhood finish, call Germantown or the East Side and stay parked. In Germantown, brick streets and low roofs catch the last light. Small dining rooms sit a block off the main run. On the East Side, 5 Points hums without tipping into chaos. Doorways spill music. Sidewalks stay walkable. Pick one stage, sit for a full set, and step out for air before you cross the river. A few small choices keep day 4 from fraying. If you're driving to Lynchburg, put one person on water for the return and book the tasting version accordingly. If you're holding Opry tickets, lock the tour earlier in the day so you never cut it close between doors. For boats, watch wind as much as rain. The river can look calm from shore and still run rough. For neighborhoods, reserve the table if it's Friday or Saturday and give yourself a block to walk before you sit. 4 days won't show it all, but it is enough to feel how it fits. Book the one thing that needs a ticket. Leave space for a surprise set and tip the band. That's how Nashville sounds best. Keep a note on what you missed. This city rewards a return with a better map. Now you've got one.